Hello everybody! It has been a long month, hasn't it? What a month it has been since I've last uploaded onto YouTube. Yeah, I can't wait to do a separate video on my whole experience with my whole teeth journey. It's been an interesting one, to say the least. I am really happy with the end results, I will say that, but I am saving the teeth video for a separate video completely. I will not be going into teeth on this video. I thought I'm gonna come back onto YouTube after this entire month and come back with a bang with a get to know me tag. I really love watching these on YouTube and I love getting to know other people on here, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it and see how we do. There is quite a few questions and I didn't realise how many there are. There are like over 50 here. Some of these I think are a little bit too personal, saying where I live, schools I went to. I'm not going to go into that detail because I don't think the internet needs to know that, because people can obviously find out where I live then, and I don't really want people knowing where I live apart from my close friends and family, so I won't be going into that sort of detail, but I will be going into some personal details about myself that if you're interested then carry on watching. And because I'm so new to YouTube, I think it's going to be quite good doing this video and then maybe in a few years time doing it again and see if I answer the same questions differently or I still think the same. I like that whole concept when it comes to YouTube videos, to see if I think any differently in the future. First question is, when you were born? So I am a late 90s baby. I was born on the 4th of August 1997, which makes me 25, and I am turning 26 this year. Going into your late 20s is a weird feeling because I know myself more now and I have got the attitude of not caring as much of what people think of me. I am who I am and I like that a lot about me now, rather than when I was younger really caring a lot about what other people thought of me. So that's definitely changed and I am very happy within myself as a 25-year-old lady or woman. That sounds weird, calling myself a woman, because I don't feel like that mentally, but I am, I guess, to the adult world. I am a full woman now. But yeah, so that was when I was born, 26 this year coming. Question 2, what's your full name and are you proud of it? So my full name is Lily Heather Parton. I have never been a fan of my last name that much because I feel like it breaks the flow of my name, like Lily Heather. That's my name that I go by everywhere online. And regarding my last name, Parton, I have had the jokes, you know, are you related to Dolly Parton? And all that my entire life, and it's about time that goes. Next year I'm getting married and it will be changing to my fella's last name. I'm excited for that. So question 3, are you named after someone? If yes, then whom? Okay, so I'm not named after anyone. I was named after my mum and dad's favourite flowers, and when my mum and dad got married they actually had their wedding photos in fields of heathers, and they do look really beautiful. They're beautiful photos. I think they might have been torn whether to call me Heather Lily or Lily Heather, but I'm glad they went with Lily Heather because I think that just flows off the tongue nicely. Next question, where are you from and are you proud of it? So I think where I was born wasn't the nicest of areas, I'm going to be honest, but where I grew up was quite nice. I think over time places do get a little bit run down. I am proud to say that I'm from Staffordshire. I think this is a lovely area in the UK really, and I'm happy to be Midlands based. I do want to move one day and I do want to move coastal. I want to live by the sea because I just feel at home there and I've got a lot of family over there, so I do want to move more south. But I can't say it's terrible living here and growing up here because it's still a nice-ish area. Do you love playing sports or do you like watching it? No, I'm not a sporty person, I'm going to be honest. I'm not into going to the gym, I'm not into football or golf or anything like that. I am pretty much a sit on the sofa girl, go to work, draw, paint, sitting on my arse. That is literally what I do all day, every day. No, I am not into sports in the slightest. Do you love animals? If yes, then which one do you love the most? This is a difficult question because I love pretty much all animals. I think sea creatures are a big hit with me. I love octopus because they're so intelligent. I call them the Earth's aliens because they're just so interesting and full of different facts. And yeah, I think possibly octopus is my favourite animal, if you'd class it as an animal. But yeah, that's a difficult question. I love all animals. I also love big fluffy dogs. I love big dogs that are really fluffy, long haired, ones that you can cuddle up on the sofa with. So I also love really small guinea pigs. I love guinea pigs as well. I think they're really cute. So it's a difficult question. I love pretty much all animals. Next question, do you have any children and how many? No, not at the moment. I don't have any children. I don't see them anytime soon, but I do want children in the future, just not yet. Okay, so the next one is, if you do want children and don't have them yet, how many would you like? I think personally I would want 2 to 3 children. I like the idea of 2, but if a third one came along the way, I wouldn't say no to having a third child, because I like the idea of having like quite a busy house, and I feel like I'd be like a proper mumsy mum. I feel like I'd be a lovely mum one day, but not yet. Not yet. I'm not ready. Next question, are you married, single, or seeing someone? So I am engaged, have been engaged for 4 years now. And is it 4 years? No, not 4 years, that's a lie. I got engaged in February 2020 and it's currently 2023. So yeah, 3 years, but it'll be like 4th year engaged, getting married next year. So yeah, I am engaged and I have been with my fella since I was 17 years old. So yeah, so we're getting married and I'm really excited for it, actually. Really excited. I feel like it's about time we get married after so long, but we did get together very young, so we weren't going to get married soon if we were very young. So we wanted to make sure we were right for each other, make sure that we love every part and every side to each other first before figuring out if we do want to get married or not. And we do. So that's always been on the cards for me and him. He believes in marriage, I believe in marriage. So yeah, next year's the year I get married and I'm so excited. What is your favourite thing to drink? It doesn't actually say if it's like an alcoholic drink or if it's just a soft drink. So I'm just going to go all round. I enjoy, as in hot drinks, I love a coffee in the morning. If I'm going to be really specific, I really like a caramel latte with oat milk. That is my favourite caffeinated drink that I usually get from Starbucks or Costa. If it's going to be a soft drink, I really like apple juice at the moment. That's a drink that I'm kind of obsessing over. I really enjoy an apple juice. Vegan milkshakes, I love making banana ones, they are delish. And if it was an alcoholic beverage, I really like my cocktails, but I don't really drink very often. And if I do, it's a very special occasion. So if we go on holiday or on a beach and I think, oh yeah, I can totally have a sex on the beach right now, or a pina colada, I would have one of those for sure. Yeah, I like all sorts, and I think that's the same with everyone really. They like all their drinks. You don't just tend to stick to one drink, surely. They're my favourite drinks in different categories. Next question is, what is your fondest childhood memory? This is difficult because I look back on my childhood and I had a pretty sick childhood, I must admit. It was pretty wicked. I went on lots of holidays. I went to Wales quite a lot because we had like a little family home there we used to go to very often growing up. Going to Disneyland Paris when I was 5 and I turned 6 when I was there. My mum and dad really made it special for me and my brother growing up, and I'm really thankful for my childhood. And I'm very thankful to my mum and my dad for doing that for me and making sure that we see our grandparents a lot. Like, I'm very lucky that I still have my grandparents, apart from my one nan that I lost a few years ago now. Yeah, I've been very very privileged to have a very close unit family, growing up with both grandparents and my cousins, uncles, aunties, and that. We are quite a close unit, so it's been, yeah, I had a really wicked childhood, so it's quite hard for me to pinpoint a fondest memory when I've had multiple memories and they have made me who I am today. Okay, so the next one. Do you have a celebrity crush? The answer is yes. I think everyone has a celebrity crush, and I think a lot of people will agree with me that this man is a lot of people's celebrity crushes. Jason Momoa is definitely number one. He's probably my celebrity crush. I think most of you will agree with me. Do you consider yourself an extrovert or introvert? Now, I think that I'm both. I call myself an extroverted introvert because I love being inside my home. I love sitting on the sofa and with just a hot drink, watching movies. I could do that for hours, or get myself into a really good series and just binge watch it. And yeah, so I call myself an extroverted introvert because of that reason, but also I love going out and about. I love going to gigs, I love going on holiday, I love seeing my friends, going to tattoo conventions. I love getting myself out there to try and get myself more known. So I think I'm a bit of both really when it comes to this. Do you love music? Which genre is your favourite? I feel myself that I'm really diverse when it comes to music, and I go through different stages, listening to a certain genre and then changing it up again the next month or so. But at the moment, for the last 8 months, I've been listening quite a lot to a bit more of a heavy metal, and I really like my hard rock music, classic rock. But it's really weird because my playlist on my Spotify is so diverse. I can go from listening to ABBA to Black Sabbath in like different songs, like ABBA, then Black Sabbath, and then a bit of Eminem will come on. So my playlist is so diverse that I'm pretty happy to listen to whatever really. But yeah, I think at the moment I am really into my metal music and my hard rock. That is what I go to when in the morning, getting ready for work. I'll put my playlists on of like the more heavier side, just to get me pumped for the day. And no doubt, if I do this, this whole video again in a few years, my music taste will probably change again. But I'm still really diverse. I've liked all sorts of music my entire life, and I've always been happy to listen to pretty much anything. Okay, so this is funny. How tall are you? And have you ever dreamed of being shorter or taller? So I am quite small. I'm only 5'2", just about. So I wear quite a lot of boots and heels to try and make me taller a little bit to a normal average size, because my entire life I've been ridiculed for being so small. And I've just got used to that now, and I have got to the point where I just think, you know what? I am me, I am small, and I accept that. I can't imagine myself any taller or any shorter, for the fact. I don't think I would want to be any smaller than this. Yeah, I'm 5'2". Let's just leave that one there. Okay, this is a good question. Where are you working right now? So I am currently working at a tattoo studio called Rebel with a Cause. And if you don't know by now that I am a tattoo artist, and it's coming up to my 7th year anniversary of doing my very first tattoo. So I did my very first tattoo back in, oh gosh, I think it was 2016. Yes, it was 2016, April 21st, that I did my very first tattoo. So my anniversary is coming up. Now, I don't know whether to say that I've been in the industry 7 years, or do I class it as like 6 years because of the whole COVID era? I don't know. But I feel like I've been in this industry a little while now. And yeah, it's great. It's going really well. Working in Tamworth at Rebel with a Cause. And yeah, it's pretty fab. It's pretty chilling. And yeah, I love my job. I love what I do. Oh, okay, this is a different question. Have you ever dreamed of being a successful lawyer? No, definitely not. But my brother is a lawyer, so that's always handy to know. I've got a lawyer brother, and we are very opposite when it comes to this. He's really academic in my eyes, and I am not academic. I'm artsy, but he can't draw for toffee. So we are complete opposites, yet we really get along. And yeah, I absolutely adore my brother. But yeah, he's a lawyer. He's the lawyer one of the family. Okay, so where do you want to travel is the next question. I want to travel pretty much everywhere. I have got a long list of bucket places that I want to go to. But yeah, I absolutely adore travelling, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you would agree with me that you would want to see as much of the world as possible. I love going on a plane. I love going out, flying to somewhere new and getting excited about trying new foods, like the foods that I can have, meeting new people, seeing how other people live. I love that. I love experiencing new places. I just love everything about it. And yeah, I do plan on travelling loads more in the next few years. Oh, okay, this is quite a good question. How do you describe yourself? I would describe myself as pretty kind, outgoing, extroverted introvert. Oh my gosh, actually, that's quite a difficult question because I feel like I know myself quite a lot, but when other people tell me about myself, I'm like quite surprised by it. So I've been told that I'm really bubbly and that I'm kind, I'm very loving, but I don't put up for shit. So if you hurt me in any way and you cross the line with me, I don't put up with it at all. I will question you and then I will cut you out of my life because I feel like life is too short for negative people and negative energies in my life that I don't need. But if you are lovely to me and you treat me well, I will treat you just as well, if not more. So I can be really lovely, but there is a part to me that is a little bit more savage, and I don't put up for crap, really. I don't put up for people who are mean to me or mistreat me. If you mistreat me, that is it, you are gone. And I think that should be everyone's way, really. If someone upsets you or treats you badly or crosses the line with you, yeah, I mean, everyone's morals are different, aren't they? But I just feel like if you get upset over someone and someone is just mistreating you, cut them out because you deserve more than that. Better yourself with getting rid of people who you don't like or don't get along with, and just focus on you. Focus on you and your life and your little bubble of people who really understand you. So that's actually quite difficult, and I could go into really more depth with that. Who do you admire the most, mother or father? That's difficult because both my mother and father are incredible people in their own way. I think, oh, this is really, I don't want to offend anyone. This is really difficult. I really admire my mum because she has gone through hell and back, and she comes back more powerful and more stronger than ever. So, but then my dad as well. That's a really hard question. I think most of these are quite difficult actually, and I'm just going about it. But yeah, I think both. I admire both my parents for different ways, but I think my mum has definitely gone through a lot. I think my mum personally has gone through a lot more in her life than my dad has, with health problems and such, and she just seems to bounce back and come back with thicker skin, and she's just incredible. She's an amazing woman, and yeah, I admire both of them, but I think my mum has possibly gone through more than my dad has, so my mum probably. That's difficult. I don't want to offend anyone because I love both my parents equally. I love them both so much. I love all my family, so that's a hard question. Do you have any siblings? How many? I've got one older brother, like I mentioned earlier. He's a lawyer and he's 30 now. So there's 4 years or 4 and a bit years between us. Yeah, but we really get along, and yeah, I love him to pieces. He means a lot to me, my brother does. What ice cream flavour can you eat for the rest of your life if you could only pick one? Oh my god, I love ice cream. Obviously vegan ice cream now. I love strawberry, like ones where they actually add real piece strawberries in. Oh, anything. And when it's pink, it looks just, it's the extra bonus when it looks pink because it's super cute. But I really, really love salted caramel or fudge. I would say probably like a salted caramel ice cream. Ooh, but cookie dough. Ben & Jerry's cookie dough is insane. Like their vegan version is beautiful. And if you haven't tried it yet, I recommend it, it's amazing. I think I'm gonna stick with my salted caramel. I think salted caramel has so much flavour to it, so I'm gonna go with that and stick with that for the rest of my life. I don't think I could get bored of that. How many books do you read during your summer vacation? So when I go on holiday, I don't actually read. I'm not really into reading as much. I like listening to podcasts and obviously listening to music, but when it comes to physical books, I've only ever read like a handful my entire life, obviously, apart from going to school and you're made to read all these books and do your essays on them and stuff. But if I chose in my time, I wouldn't really sit there and read a book. I'd prefer to listen to a podcast. Yeah, I'm not really a big reader, but my fella, he absolutely loves reading. He loves his Audible and he loves physically reading books because he's so into that, and he's really, really good at writing himself, so he's really into books. Whereas me, I'm not really into it that much. Are you a technology lover? If not, why? So I think amazing things have come out of technology. Since I was young, it's hugely changed. Now I'm quite glad that I'm a 90s baby, even though I'm a late 90s baby, so I was just grasping it. Still feel like I lived quite a 90s childhood because I got passed down like my brother's toys. Board games were quite 90s for me growing up. So I feel like part of my childhood was quite 90s based, even though it was very noughties. I think it's amazing to a point, but I do think it's getting a bit too much now when it comes to certain jobs. I think technology is incredible when it comes to like hospitals or anything surgery based, like all these little robots that can do the tiny little surgeries. That's insane. That is brilliant. When it comes to phones now, I think phones have really changed. Like I remember my first little Nokia phone that was just a standard block, and now we've got basically a mini computer in our hand now. Yeah, I think technology is amazing in many ways, but I do think it possibly going down the route of too far now. But I think as humans we are going to keep growing. I mean, you look at babies and kids now and they automatically know how to use a phone, how to get the camera up on an iPad, how to play games. When I was a kid, I had no idea about any of this because we didn't have it. We used to just play on bikes outside in the garden or out in the front with our friends. So I feel like childhoods have changed, and I do feel like kids these days, I sound like such an old woman, yeah, I'm only 25, but I do feel like new generations have changed because of technology. Like a lot of kids are focusing on TikTok and Instagram and social media when they're not using their younger years to enjoy life a little bit more. So I feel like I'm grateful for my childhood because I didn't have technology. We had one fat computer in an office back at home, and I think I used it maybe once or twice a week, and then in my older years I used to use it for like an hour to 2 hours a day after school, and it was like a shared computer between the family and like one house phone that was connected to a wall, like, you know. So things have changed a lot. For better and for worse, it depends. I mean, what do you think? I'll leave a little note in the comments about what you think about technology these days. I do think that kids now are definitely changing over time because of social media and all that, but that's just a personal opinion. If you agree, agree. If not, never mind. Yeah, one of those. That's my opinion anyway. Where in your career do you want to be in 10 years' time? My career, there's so much that could happen in my career that I don't want to plan too much, because I feel like opportunities do come at the door, and I believe when an opportunity comes, you take it. So I'm a bit of a yes lady when it comes to my career. So if something comes to me, it's like, hey, do you want to do a convention in, I don't know, in Germany, or do you want to work in America? Then I am going to say yes to it. I won't ever say no to these opportunities. So at the moment I am just building myself up, and then in 10 years time, who knows where I will be with the amount of opportunities that come my way. I'm just going to keep saying yes to these. So who knows? I could be a really famous artist. Who knows? I could be getting famous over my paintings or my drawings or my tattoos. Who knows if I'll even be famous at all? But I'm going with the flow when it comes to my career, and I'm enjoying every single moment of it. I'm enjoying meeting new people, hearing their stories, getting to know my clients. It excites me actually thinking about where I'm going to be in 10 years time, because it's so varied what I could go into and where I could be. So that's a nice question. I want to be successful. I want to be even more successful. That's what I want. That's where I want to be in 10 years' time. And I'm going to say as well, hopefully in 10 years' time, I'm living by the sea. I want to be in the south. Then I'll be a happy girl. I'll be very happy if I can live by the seaside. How old will I'll be 35 in 10 years' time, so hopefully I'll have a kid by then. I like to think I'll have at least 1 to 2 children by 35. Do you love your job, and is this your dream job? So like I just said, I absolutely adore my job. I think it's possibly one of the most fun jobs that you can have. Was it my dream job? That's an interesting question, because I've been surrounded by tattoo influences ever since I was little, with my dad getting a lot of tattoos growing up. Like I remember when I was little, he used to go out for like the day and then come back and his arm would all be wrapped in cellophane. So I used to be like, oh, what have you had done? Instantly knowing that he's had a new tattoo. I would even, I think I was about 16, 17. This is not allowed at all now. But back then, I remember going into the tattoo studio and actually watching my dad get a tattoo, even though I was underage. Obviously, I didn't get a tattoo underage, but I still went and watched him get one. That was really exciting. So that was like my first experience within a tattoo studio, seeing someone get tattooed and watching tattoo programs like Ink Master growing up, Miami Ink, LA Ink. So I've been very surrounded and moulded around tattoos. So it was kind of always an option for me. But I actually really wanted to go to university and do film makeup, because I'm a bit of a movie buff. I love movies. If I could go down the whole route of doing all the gory and blood makeup, and the things like spitting off when someone chops an arm off and stuff like that, I would have loved to go down that route when it comes to movie makeup. I found a university I wanted to go to, I found the course, and then realised how expensive it was, and 18-year-old me didn't have the funds for that. I didn't like the idea of going to uni and putting myself in a lot of debt and then having to pay that off years and years down the line. So for me, after I had a really good think about it, I thought maybe this is not for me. But then I ended up going into just a normal job. I worked at like just a little shop for the time being. I worked at Argos for a few months, and then, like I said earlier, I'm a bit of a yes girl, so when an opportunity comes my way, I say yes. And I had a studio interested in taking me on for an apprentice, because my mum and dad put me forward to them, because I used to do a lot of commissions back in the day. I used to do loads of drawing and draw people's dogs, cats, their pets, human drawings. I used to do that such a lot back in the day. Back in my day. And this studio saw that, and they saw such great potential in me being an artist, and they wanted me to go in for an interview. So obviously I jumped at the chance at that and rang them up asking for this interview and can it be done. Went in for the interview, and I was very fortunate to get it. Now here I am, 7 years down the line, still in this job, and I don't see myself changing jobs at all, because I love making people happy. I love making people feel confident. Just seeing people happy because of my artwork gives me such a thrill. I absolutely love it. So the fact that I can do that for someone and make them feel confident, make them feel brand new, it's fabulous to me. I absolutely love my job, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Do you have any pets, cats or dogs? Or hamsters, guinea pigs? I would absolutely love a big German fluffy shepherd. I would absolutely love one, because I just think they are the cutest dogs, German shepherds. They're really loyal, big fluffy things that you could just cuddle with on the sofa. And I would love that so much. I would love to have a dog. But if we couldn't have a dog and we had to have a cat, I would go for probably a big fluffy Maine Coon. I think I just love big fluffy things. Yeah, if we could have pets, I would definitely go for that. Before I left home, I brought my mum 2 guinea pigs because they're just so cute, and I do like guinea pigs. The fact you can just grab them and hold them and give them a little squish, and guinea pigs are really, really friendly, and I think they're really underrated as pets, to be honest. But personally, yeah, I don't have any pets, sadly, as we rent. So yeah, that's that really. And yeah, I love the idea of rescuing dogs, giving them a lovely home, and yeah, so that's what I want in the future. Let's do one more question. What is your favourite memory of your parents? So my favourite memory, like I said, I've had such a great upbringing and I had such a wicked childhood. So I'd say my favourite memory of my parents was would be, even though there's multiple, but I think learning to swim. I think learning to swim with my mum and dad was amazing when I was little, and I can still remember now how they taught me, and it was just so fun. I was only ever so little, but isn't it funny that you have these little moments in your life growing up, and they really stick with you and they mould you who you are. I think learning to swim as a child, that's one of my favourite memories, and going down to Wales such a lot was incredible. Being by the beach all the time, like, that's just awesome. And learning to ride a bike as well. I loved learning to ride a bike, even though I fell off a few times. So yeah, I've got loads of memories, but I think they're my favourite memories. Learning physical activities with my family growing up, with my mum and dad, because they're just amazing. They are incredible people, and I adore them. I want to apologise with the lighting in this room because it's so sunny today. The light keeps getting really poor and then really gets dark again, and because I can't see the screen the whole time because it goes off, I can't tell what this video is going to be like, so I do apologise for that. If you want me to do another questionnaire video, please let me know in the comments, because I will do some more. If you want to ask me questions in the comments, then please do so, and I will work on there we go. They're so bright. We'll work on another video in the future, maybe one with me and my fella. If you've got like any couples questions for us, I'm sure we will do a YouTube video on that, because I think that'll be a fun one. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment and subscribe, and give my other videos a watch and see if you like them. Have a lovely week, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you again next week. Have a lovely week, guys. Bye.